Let's just do that. We're going to go rogue. Rogue, 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 rogue. Not participating in the artificial setup. No. Go rogue. Are you ready to go rogue? Welcome to Be So Light TV. I tried to change it, but for some reason, they wouldn't let me change the title. I have the name. I bought the name to that a year ago. And I wanted to switch it, and they won't let me switch it. So I wonder why. Do they love me so much they want to keep up with me? Anyway, are you ready to go rogue? Are you ready? So I'm checking. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right, I want to start off with this. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Let me pull it up. Oh. Okay, let me go into a different one. That's really tiny print. Don't want to look at that. Oh, Mr. MMB. All right. Okay. Now, I've had a couple of things happen since the last time I was on, and I thought it was really interesting. First of all, let me start off with the fact that I had a gold orb that came in and sat on this chair, and I saw it, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's a gold orb. And I said, I see you. Blink at me. And it blinked. Okay, so that was the first visit. Then I wrote the newsletter, so you can go and take a look at the newsletter. Please go take a look at the newsletter. Go to my galacticspiralite.com and press the icon button for WordPress and go over and read it. A lot of information came through as I was writing that and putting it together. And after I finished writing it, there was this tune that came into my head. And I'm like, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. I'm like, what is that? Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da, da-da. Go west, da-da-da, go west. I'm like, wait a minute, is that by the Village People? So let's start this off correctly. You know how we do here at Be So Light. We stand in the truth of our light and we speak our truth. So let's go take a look at this, okay? So it starts off with, because it was the weirdest thing after I finished writing and I had already did some journal work, and it just came in and started doing that. And I was like, what is that tune? I've heard, go west. So together we will go our way. Together we will leave someday. Together, your hand in my hand. Together we will make the plans. Together we will fly so high. Together, tell our friends goodbye. Hi, lovely. Tell our friends goodbye. Together, we will start life new. Together, this is what we will do. Go west, life is peaceful there. Go west, lots of open air. Go west to begin life new. Go west, this is what we'll do. Go west, sun in winter time. Go west, we will do just fine. Go west, where the skies are blue. Go west, this and more will do. Together, we will love the beach. Together, we will learn and teach. Together, change our pace of life. Together, we will work and strive. I love you. I know you love me. I want you happy and carefree. So that's why I have no protest. When you say you want to go west, life is peaceful there. Go west, lots of open air. Go west to begin life new. Go west, this is what we will do. Go west, sun in winter time. Go west, we will do just fine. Go west, where the skies are blue. Go west, this is more we'll do. I know that there are many ways to live there. In the sun or shade, together, we will find a place to settle down and live with space. Without the busy pace back east, the hustling, rustling of the feet. I know I'm ready to leave. So this is what we are going to do. Go west, life is peaceful there. Go west, lots of open air. Go west to begin in life new. Go west, this is what we will do. Go west, the sun in winter time. Go west, we will do just fine. Go west, where the skies are blue. Go west, this is more we will do. Go west, life is peaceful there. Go west, lots of open air. Go west to begin a life new. Go west, this is what we will do. Together, we gone our way. Together, you lead me the way. Go west, you begin life new. Go west, this is what we will do. Go west, life is peaceful there. So I had to look at that lyrics because there was a lot of stuff just popping up. And Three Eye Atlas, I've been tapping into that plasmic mineral being of a ship. Now, yesterday when I was out and about, I looked up in the sky and there were so many cloaked ships out here. It was crazy because this is what gave it away. There were so many jets flying back and forth the same pattern in the sky past this area. And I'm like, wow, they're really busy out there. And then I go and I look and I say, oh, well, that explains why. There's a lot of ships out there. You know, they still think hiding their ships in the clouds is still working. Not. So those of us that are more than happy to see them for who they see the ships for who and what they are. So the energy of the Three Eye Atlas has just increased crazily. Now, I know there are some things that have been popping off with the sun. And I think Stefan Burns came on to say that there was a lot of activity that was going on. We had some flares, and it's really interesting. When you get calibrated through the flare energy, certain flare codes come in, you get the calibration for that. And then you watch other people who are going through a purging, other people going through a loss, other people going through a lot of body stuff, and they have to calibrate, okay? So there's a lot of calibration going on. Not to mention, there's a lot of relationships coming undone. I could not believe when I found out that Rachel Zoe and her love of her life, they were getting a divorce. I'm like, what? What? I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what? You're getting a divorce? There is somebody else, famous, getting a divorce. Now, when you look at this, I said last year, and I read it, and I believe it was the Gene Key 51 or 56. Can't remember. But right there, it said, as we move up into the higher frequency, the divine union is a must. So anyone who has been married under falseness, or they're not ringing each other's bells no more. Yes, Candace, yes, she's getting a divorce. They are coming apart, because here's the deal. If that male energy is not supporting that divine feminine, that relationship is going to come apart. If that male energy is being abusive in any way, shape, or form to the divine feminine female, kiss your ass goodbye. You're going bye-bye. Okay? And what I mean by abuse is if you call your girlfriend or your wife or partnership, whoever's playing that role, and you call them out of their name, you don't call them by their name, you don't honor them for who they are, you are always putting them down, cutting them down, physically hurting them, your butt's gone. You're gone. You have a signature tag on you that's going to catch you and move you off of here. Okay, just know it's already done. It's just a matter of when it and where it's going to happen. Okay, so the divine feminine energy has to be respected now. All of us that are walking in our true form of what we were born into as a female is being coded and recognized like nothing ever seen before. So as mother is birthing of herself and shedding skin and shifting plates and erupting her emotions upon us, we as the women are coming into those places. And there's no more tolerance for any male energy that is violating that female. It will not be tolerated. There is a force that is getting ready to show itself. A lot of people are not going to be able to handle it when they see it. Those of us that can see and hear and feel, we will see it first when it comes in. It's already here. They're getting themselves in position. So these particular beings are not playing. They sense anything. You know, I think Daenerys said it the best. Dracarys. Yeah. Yeah. Bye. Bye-bye. That's what's happening. So there is so much energy moving on this planet right now, and so many time shiftings. Now pay attention. I wrote this a lot of information in the newsletter. It's a very long one. Normally I don't write a really long, I just put it point blank, but I guess I was making up because I didn't write one for November. I didn't see a reason. There was no need to write a newsletter. I was like, do I need to write anything? Nope, just wait. We're putting it all together. You'll put it in as the last newsletter of the year. And I'm like, okay. So I even put some predictions in there. A lot of stuff is going to be popping on between the doorway, which family, just know we got some work ahead of us coming. So on 12/12, we're going to be here getting some activations started. And then we got 9 days. And then we're going to hit that portal of winter solstice getting started. Okay. So we're going to start on 12/12. And then we're going to finish it out on the portal. We got 9 days. We're going to anchor that highest energy through the grids, through the ley lines, wherever we need to be. wherever you are, you're going to be anchoring. Okay? So this is to keep that energy up for when we step into that 2026 doorway. We know we don't celebrate the beginning of the year until spring comes in, because everything is still in stillness in February. I mean, in stillness in January. Okay. So we wait until the true light returns again. Okay. So it's really, really important that everybody shows up and participates in our last big hoorah of the year. Then we do have some portal days. Let me bring this up. We do have 2 portal days coming up. Oh, actually on the 9th and the 10th before we get started. So we have 2 back-to-back portal days that we're going to start, and one is the yellow cosmic sun, and the other one is the red magnet dragon. Hint, 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 dragon. Yeah. God, they're probably going to be really super hungry. Yeah, that looks really interesting how this is going to turn out. So we have those portal days. Then we have the last portal days of 12/29 and 12/31. And then it goes into the January. So here's the deal. Time is shifting like nobody's business right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the fact that we have to stay ahead of the energies so that there's no taking and trying to flip the energy back into a negative. We have to stay ahead of it. Now, I got this from 3i Atlas. Is coming through, initiating the codes. Therefore, it's bringing the code, and it's going to be assisting with the light conversion. Can't really call it a solar flash. It's going to be so much light. It's not, it's going to be, like I said, some of us are going to feel it before we see it. Okay? Just understand that. You're going to feel it coming in before you see it. The conversion is going to happen in you before you actually see it. And you're going to be jumped in that time. You're already losing track of time. You can't even keep up with it. You don't know if it's a Monday or is it a Thursday. Today's a Thursday, but it feels like a Saturday. This is what that's doing. It's that jumping. So these codes that's coming in is going to be doing that. I am burning a brown candle right now, and I'm working on grounding hearth magic. Yes, returning things to myself and self-reliant. Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of that on 12/12, where you are really pulling your energy back to you and calling it forth and clearing any other heavy energy. Some of the things that I had to make notes on. We're going to be dealing with, let me see, I put it on, was it this one? Breaking the soul repeat patterns. So going back in and doing some soul pattern work. And then we're looking at clearing all soul suppression and slavery energy through your dimensional flames, through the flames of level. All of us have our soul flame, but what happens when we come down here and we gotta do all this check, let me go back, all that stuff, our flame starts getting dim because of certain things that happen around us or things that we encounter is a part of the game. You have to get our flames strong, because being a flame holder of your soul energy is what turns the keys to the next part of where we're going, what we're doing. So this is why it's very crucial. Pay attention to who you're listening to out there, because I've just been observing. Okay, I just been observing. You got one group of people saying, "Oh, this is gloom and doom day." Then you got another group over here saying, "Well, this is not this, and it's not about this." Then you got another group that's targeting certain people to stay a certain trajectory and keeping you in that focus field. Okay. Then you got another group that's just all about the AI world. Okay, where the AI stuff comes in. So we have a lot of clearing of artificial soul tags. I had to write all these down. The Saturn, because Saturn's rings are dissolving. Now remember, those rings were acting like gateways to get into Saturn. Saturn is slowly changing. Okay, it's losing its rings. Who was singing a song about rings? And who looks like a frightened little girl now every time when you see her? Who has a how do I put it? Has a keeper that watches over her. What they did to her, I asked questions about that. Ariana Grande. Sad what they did to her. It really is. So what they did to her, that's her body, but they snatched her soul out and lobotomized her to the point to where an essence of a lost little frightened girl is in that body now. And then you have the keeper, the watcher over her, watching over her to make sure everything there's no bleed throughs. She stays like that. If you want to learn more about that, that is going to be in Total Recall, because they set you up to not remember. Arnold Schwarzenegger and then Colin Farrell played 2 roles of Total Recall. I like both of the movies. Both of them are really good. So we got that happening. But here's the thing with Saturn. Saturn rules over Capricorn. But here's the thing. It's also contracts of soul blockage things with Saturn. And if you don't know about it, you'll keep bumping up against stuff for no reason, because it's some kind of contract, soul energy that you made with Saturn, or Saturn made with you. Now we can go through and void all that. The gates are opening. The keys are being turned. You are only going to be limited by staying where you are by your own choice. But once you put out there that you are shifting, that you are making a conscious decision of shifting, then things have to change, because you are speaking it into fruition. You are using the divine Heka to do that. So please pay attention to people whose energy is not there to serve you in a good way. Let's just put it that way. Okay. I'm here to say it like it is. I'm not gonna candy coat nothing. And I got my eyes on people that try to play the games. I don't have time for your game playing. We're going rogue. Just understand that. It's rogue time. This ain't no time to try to, let me go ahead and I don't want to offend you. No, I ain't got time for that. Your feelings gonna get hurt, because I'm gonna say it like it is. That's just the way it is. So I don't have time to sugarcoat and hold people's hand. No, we know what we're here to do. Wake up time has been announced. And here's another thing that happened a couple nights ago. Thought this was the weirdest thing after the funky little artificial clouds come rolling in. Okay. And I'm like, wow, they're really trying to just keep everything out. But the sky at nighttime is looking like the sun is going to pop up any minute. It's 11 o'clock at night. Why does it look like it's going to be sunlight any moment? So I go to bed and I lay down. And this was on, I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday night, I heard this. And I said, it's late night. I went to bed at midnight. I want you to tell me, why did I hear 4 deep, like foghorn calling? 4 of them, deep. First I said, is that someone blowing on a conch shell? Is that ceremony shell? I go, no way. And it was very etheric. It was like it emitted all through the whole atmosphere in this whole area where we were. And I'm like, what the hell is that noise? So then I wait. I hear the first one. Then I hear the second one. Then I hear the third one. Then I hear the fourth one. 4 calls, 4 directions. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that was 4 calls, 4 directions. And then it got silent. Super silent. And I'm like, you ever had that feeling like when you're watching a horror movie and you just kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen? You know they're gonna go around the corner, they're gonna see something that they're not supposed to see. But you're sitting there, you're banking on that something's coming, and it's right there, and then it's like, ah! It was that moment. It was one of those moments that was happening. So this energy, how everything is panning out, I don't care how much they keep spraying the skies. Okay? It's artificial. It will not keep out divine. They're not that smart. They haven't figured that out just yet. These artificial clouds are low. And everybody's noticing that. So then, let's keep in mind, tonight is the full moon, Gemini, super moon, right? Okay, tell me why on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I could not find the moon to save my life in the sky. At nighttime, where's the moon? 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 And then yesterday, the moon shows up right outside my bedroom window, straight across, sitting up there. It's not even dark yet. It's like almost 5 o'clock, going on 5 o'clock. It's sitting right there like, hello, am I late? Did I make it in time? I'm like, where the hell have you been? Now you just gonna show your little butt right here like nothing. And you got other people being gaslight, trying to find your ass for the past 3 days. You were MIA. Moon missing in action. So, couldn't find that moon for nothing. And then it's just sitting there and it's bright white. I mean, it was so bright white, I thought I was going to have to wear shades to look at it. I'm like, are you sure that's a moon? Maybe that's a sun. What's going on? And then it sits there and it's just sitting there, and then it starts rising up and it's high up in the sky. I'm like, this is why today I called it, Let's Go Rogue. Because I'm not playing by their book. Their book has a lot of flaws in it, a lot of lies, a lot of deceit, a lot of maybes, a lot of, oh, this is going to happen and it never does. And you got one group of people saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. But then they try to cover themselves because they know it didn't happen. So then they try to cover their connection failure. So a lot is coming out between if we're going to have a good Christmas. Thanksgiving didn't look all that. I didn't celebrate it, but I don't think a lot of people celebrating. I don't think I saw a lot of turkeys in the store. Except the next day, Whole Foods had like tons of turkey cut-ups in the meat section. I was like, wow, they didn't sell a lot of that. But I do have to say, it all depends on if it's true or not. Because you got to vet things out now, everyone. You can't go by when you see a video if that's a real person. I'm a real person. Okay? I'm a real person. But you can't go by and look and say, oh, is that a real thing or not a real thing? Or because AI, you got people taking over. And this is why I'm saying you have to pay attention. Even when it comes to listening to any kind of songs that are being played on the radio now. So sad. They're tricking people. They're tricking you when you go to the concerts. Stop going to these concerts thinking that you're seeing the real person, because you're not. Who's getting all that money? Now, I have to give some straight up kudos to Miss, what is her thing? Hold on a second. I don't want to misspeak it. She did an amazing job, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I just want to see what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you. Hold on. Let me pull her up. She did a good job. And if you haven't heard it, I think I put it here in the community. Also in the community on YouTube, you can see a movie, Winter's Tale. I would highly suggest everybody watch that movie. Watch it and pay attention to the dialogue. Pay attention to all of the clues and spiritual connection things about a soul mission, a soul purpose, a miracle. All of us are a miracle for someone or something. We hold the key. And this movie breaks that down and shows you in a very beautiful way. When you have a goal, a mission to do, even death itself has to wait until you fulfill it. Even death has to wait. Okay? Depending on what that contract is. So let me give a shout out to I Am God Frequency. She made a song called Spellbreaker. Girl, when that song came out, I think it came out, was it Saturday? I think it might have been a Saturday last week. When that song came out, I was laying in my bed, waking up, and I scanned through and I said, what's going on? I see that song, Spellbreaker. I said, what? Played the song. And when I listened to the words and how she was playing it, I said, there you go. This is good. And Spirit, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. And Spirit just says, post this song in your private groups. And everybody needs to listen to it and say it, listen to it 13 times. She's got now 6.1 views on this video, Spellbreaker. Not only did she take this song, this is what going rogue means, she takes this song and she breaks it down in certain verses so you can get little clippets, okay? But she's also designed candles that go with the song. I'm like, damn, look at this. And I was like, look at her. The song, everybody needs to listen to that song because she hits that generational, she hits that she hits that the hidden stuff, she hits every part of everything that we all be dealing with. She sings it in that song, break it, clear it, break it, break it, break it, clear it. That song, just listening to it, you start feeling that activation going through, a clearing, a purging. Even the stuff that's sitting in the background silently amping up on you. She did a good job. And I want to give her prompts. Miss I Am God Frequency, thank you for doing your part. Thank you for showing up. You just better be real. Don't be no freaking AI. Just be real. But I was really, really impressed with the song, and she did a really good job with it. And this is one of those things where you take that time and you put that music on and you start breaking it. There are so many people I know that they're looping in a cycle and they don't even see it. They have the same crazy stuff that keeps repeating itself over and over and over in their lives, and living from a place of belief limitation, and that's it. They can't go beyond that because the fear is they won't get to heaven. They're going to be known as a sinner. You can't get to heaven. This is where the problem is. This is why you got to go rogue. Because there's so much still trying to keep you bound. When your light is growing so strong inside of you and you're hearing and feeling the codes rising up inside of you, you cannot stay in an old program that does not support that. That's only designed to keep you low. It's not there to support you to grow, it's keep you low. And it always wants something from you in return. I don't know, 10% maybe, I don't know. Might have gone up now because everything else went up. Got to make sure to secure your place in heaven. Don't you just get tired of that? The paranoia. We stay in a constant fight or flight all the time. Being afraid of everything. And here's the beauty of why we're going to be doing 12-12. Because it's time to fucking exhale. Exhale. It's time. Some of us, we're waiting to exhale. Because there's so much crap going on. It's time to exhale. And take back our breath of life. Take back our power. Take back wherever your energy's been. And kudos to all those out there in this world who finally just said enough is enough and walked away from their damn ass jobs. Kudos. Kudos to them. They couldn't take it anymore. They didn't want to stay in that job anymore. And they left it. So kudos. Kudos to leave that job. Kudos to you. Kudos to you if you find yourself where you finally just say, I can't do this anymore. All of us are having that. This is a perfect time to find out when we move into that energy, when your birthday comes up and you add up the date of your birthday in that year, what personal year are you stepping into? Because I'm stepping into a 5. Yeah, I'm going to be so rogue. I'm going to be so illegal. I'm going into a 5 personal year. And all of you, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know how I feel about that number 5. 5 is all about, oh, surprise! Oh. You just don't know if you're coming or going. Yes, it has the elements with it. Yes, it supports that. But 5 is all about change. Even though next year we're going into a 1 as a collective. We're going into a 1 year. What's going to be new? What's going to be popping off for us new? Only you know what that's going to be for you and your team, your spiritual team. Find out who is on your team, because if you got a lot of shenanigan beings hanging out with you that's supposed to be for you and they're not for you, you need to say, I'm sorry, you're voided, gone, gone, gone. You rejected, you rejected, you're rejected, you're voided, you're voided. Yes, yes, yeah, out of here, out of here. Yeah, hand those void papers out. Get out. Get the new team in. That's going to show you and take you to the next adventure in your life. No matter how small it is or how big it is, it's entirely up to you. But one of the things right now, the keys and the doorways are being opened. The portal I saw yesterday was crazy. It was square shaped and it had a pull in, like a vacuum going inward. I said, look at that. And these jets kept flying back and forth. I said, oh, they're flying on that pattern. Got it. Huh. Guess I'm not supposed to know about that. Too bad. So get ready for all the shifting that you are going to be going through. One of the biggest things that's happening right now, if you sit down, you're doing journaling, the ones that are really for you are looking over your shoulder, looking and feeling what you're writing. And then you're going to see some answers within the next 24 hours. Because that's how they like to do that magic. It's time to go rogue. Don't fit the mold. I know some of you are not fitting in there. Thank you. But now we're needing to go a little bit higher in rogueness. And whoever participated in not standing in those lines on Black Friday, thank you. Time to break the mold. Let me finish up with this young lady, Miss Spellbreaker. Guarantee you, somebody we know in the community is going to try to have her on his show. Guaranteed. Because the song was just, she's got it going on. Because he's trying to line up a good following of people to do readings and stuff and predictions. That didn't go so well last year, did it? Because they were all saying that Camilla was going to get in. And I'm sitting there going, no, no, wrong. So, like I said, people, we have to be very more aware of the people that we see and listen to. I am not perfect. But I tell you one thing, I guarantee you this. I'm going to show up being my authentic self. And I'm going to say it like it is. And you're going to hear that in my voice when I mean what I'm saying. I just don't play games with people who are going to try to play games with me. You know who you are. Anyway, you're going to learn more about how to be this overrider. Override the spell. Get rid of it. Get rid of the spells. Before we jump through this next door in that one energy. Starting over. What are we starting over in? What's being reset? What's showing itself? You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I know I came on in fire and just giving you a lot of that info, but it needed to be said because there's so much going on. And it's kind of like in things like this is where people get lost in themselves. This is where they get lost. This is where some people, they go through a panic stage and they say, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Because in their eyes, they're waiting for the big hurrah to see change. And they're not seeing it the way they want to see it. And I totally get that. But this is where a lot of us come in to help lift up those souls that are thinking about giving up. That movie, Winter's Tale, everybody needs to watch it. Because you're going to see Will Smith play the role of Lucifer. You're going to see all the clues of how he's the light bearer. You're going to see the magic of how the white horse shows up. You're going to see a little girl who believes so much in love and magic, how she built a bed that's supposed to save someone. And you're going to see it all play out from the past all the way up to the future timeline, how one person could not even die until the mission was filled. You got to pay attention to all the details, to everything, the drawings, everything that's going on in the movie. Pay attention. Who's the hunter? Who's the dark being trying to take out the light? That's the whole game. How can we take your light out? Because we don't want you fulfilling your miracle or your destiny. That's what this whole movie is all about. And you get to see this game of how it's played and how some of us are going through it right now. How your light has gotten so strong, there's a concern that you're going to fulfill your mission. What can we do to derail that? Oh, let's bring in somebody that's going to tell you they're going to love you forever, and then they'll be abusive to you. Let's bring in some kind of craziness with a job and move you halfway around the world. Then you go through all that craziness, and then that job goes out of the way, and then, now you're lost, and now you don't know what to do, and do you come back to where you started before? And there's all this kind of chaos. What is the game plan to keep you from fulfilling your destiny? And are you strong enough to stay on point to do it, to fill it out? But I'm going to tell you, get some Kleenex out, because whatever emotions are in you, it's going to come up, because the words, how are just narrated in this movie, makes every person think. Makes everyone think. Winter's Tale, free on YouTube. Yeah, don't miss that one. That's a good one. All right, all right, all right. We're in this full moon of Gemini. Gemini, I look at Gemini as twins. I look at Geminis as these kind of like a being. One is good and one is bad. Kind of look at it that way. We got a super moon energy coming in. Oh, magnetism. It's going to be magnetized. What's going to come popping off in the next 72 hours? What's happening? What gateways are opening? What stargates are being implemented? Stargates are highly intelligent portals. They know how to calibrate themselves for every person that's going to walk through one. Read my newsletter, what I say about that. All right. So, on this full moon, we have the blue galactic eagle. And we have this: I harmonize in order to create modeling mind. I seal the output of vision with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of self-generation. The color is blue. I'm wearing blue leggings. I'm halfway in it. The planet is Jupiter. The crown is the chakra, and the earth family is polar. Now, one thing I want to say about our crown: if you work with the Arcturians can help you definitely rebalance the crown. Okay? Really good with that. We do have the rune, the bee, which is the journey, which is always talking about the journey, the next part. What is the next part of the journey? Where are we going? How are you being adventurous? What are you stepping into? What are you not stepping into? What are you stepping away from? What's the adventure? Okay. The mind has been conditioned to think that if it is not thinking, then there is something wrong. That's so true, isn't it? So there are some people who cannot sit in stillness to save their lives. They got to be doing something. They got to hear something going in the background. They got to have noise. They can't just be still. They can't just, it can't be quiet. Your mind just can't be emptied out. You got to be thinking of something. Got to be doing something. Got to be doing something. Had to get over. Yeah. Get up, get under. You're stuck in the middle. What ain't it now? You got to fall. Anyway, the mind always has to be thinking something. So we're in this mental sphere of subliminal of the consciousness 6 and limbic force field, 6th dimension, and telepathic. So it's going to be right here at this top part of the head if you're feeling pressure there. Now, I found this very interesting. I was kind of just going surfing through, and I landed on Dr. Kian. And there was a lot of information coming through, and I thought this was key, what this one elder said. He said, as these energies are coming through, that pineal gland is getting activated. I definitely know that. And the way you know it's decalcifying itself, decalcifying, is that you get this crazy ear wax coming out of your ear, cleaning, like you got to keep cleaning the stuff out of your ear. I said, really? I said this to another friend of mine. She says, oh my gosh, I'm glad you said that. I've been doing that, ringing in the ear, and then I'm cleaning it out, and I'm getting so much wax out. I said, yeah. And then, did you know, I love what he said. He said, even when the body itself is no longer operating, it's crossed over, and it's still there, wherever it might have crossed over at, that this is still going for 3 days after death. I was like, ooh. And a lot of times it gets harvested. Like I said, I say it like it is. So there's a lot of energy moving. We're going to have a lot of work to do on 12/12. And that's going to be this 9-day gap in between before we get to winter solstice. Okay. So we have that 2-day setup before we start the 12/12. And when you look at the 12/12, I want you to look at it from a 3, and a 9. 3 is a 6 and a 9. 3, 6, 9. What is that? What's that a formula for? That's why it's so important. The universe speaks to us in numbers and symbols, and the powers that be definitely do nothing but numbers and symbols. So, with that part being said, let's step into some reads, and then I'm going to make a nice fish dish. And I want to say that these 3 sets and the recent one that just came out, awesome, awesome, awesome. This is the first original one. This one came out. I got this one. All by the same person. I love it. Dead on. So for tonight, everyone has a homework assignment. And I'm going to pull some medicine for the dream world, the stars, and light to dark, what manifests. Out from the darkness into the light, what manifests. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting to be doing my journal writing after I'm done. I'm hearing go west. Da, da, da. I'm like, what the hell am I hearing that for? Who sings that? Isn't that the Village People? Oh my goodness. Then I hear this new, she's not really new, but she's new in a new energy, how she's rebranding herself. Ray. I never heard of Ray before, but yet still I feel like I have heard of her. And her song called Where's My Husband? I love that song, so it lead me down a rabbit hole to look at all of her other music of how she started. And the song that gets me is The Ice Cream Man. That song, The Ice Cream Man, and then Black Mascara. She says it like it is. And the saddest part is, in that industry, in that music industry, everyone goes in, they want to get their music out there, the dream has been answered, and you always have some pervert that is going to derail it. He's got to take an essence of you forcefully. It's so sad what you can't even go sing or go do something without somebody trying to hurt you. Hell, you can't even go get an Uber now without somebody trying to take you, offering you water. You better squeeze that. Don't take nothing. They got a nice report of that going on now. Watching out, strange people trying to harvest. Pay attention if someone's following you every turn you make, and they're trying to follow you where you are. We're in the holiday season. Pay attention when you're going out to those parking lots and you got all those gifts in your hand and you're going to be putting them in the trunk. and it's nighttime out, you spend a little bit too long. Don't be all in those places by yourself. Especially if you're a female, if you're a young lady, don't be doing all that stuff by yourself late at night. And it's the ones that always think it would never happen to them when it will happen. Okay. Some of us don't pay attention to that spidey sense. Some of us don't pay attention when you go to your car. Why is this strange looking van real close to your vehicle? Like you can barely open your door to get in. On your phone, there is an app called SOS. Every woman, every young lady, child, whatever, who has a cell phone, that app should be up. When you're walking out, that should be front and center. So if you have to, you push it. It's very loud. It's enough to distress anybody who's going to try to do something. SOS. Okay? I'm just all about that. Be aware right now. Okay, in the darkness, we have the grief that's opening a natural path to the healing, the loss. Some of us are carrying that deep grief. We never got over it. It's heavy emotion. It's tied into a lot of things out of balance in the body. That needs to be. When it moves to the light, we move into the colors. The colors of the healing, the frequency and the vibration of that. What manifests out of that? It brings forward the passion as a creator, crafting a new world from your biggest, from your highest potential. And look, the key is in the picture. In the dream world, we're going to be gathering around the power of community. And the mushrooms and the butterflies and the fairies are out and about communicating. And in the star codes, we bring forward Pisces, sensitize. That's kind of like that Gemini energy because you got the two fish. Emotions going to be kind of raw today. And then we have cultivate, the Taurus. How are we going to be cultivating that? All right. So I'm going to pull again on the star code. Sensitize. Because I'm looking at that like, So the energy is repping up. And I don't care how they try to play it, how they kind of cover it. Creator will always win. Imucolate, root. The root. Sensitize, what's the root? And this is a number 38, 11. This was a number 12. Then what falls over the Taurus is, the trine and sextile, symbiosis. What's the symbiosis? What are we seeing? What's representing what? Who's playing what role? When, where, and why? And that's a number 52. 7, spirit. Okay. All right, lovelies. I came on and gave you info. Please go over and read my newsletter. It's full of info in there. Certain things I just don't bring up over here. You guys know why. You know how the algorithm doesn't want to be nice to me for whatever reason. I'm not the only one. It affects a lot of us that speaks our truth. That's why I'm all about Mission is possible. Just go rogue. Absolutely. Just go rogue. There's a reason for it. Go rogue. Or go west. All right, lovelies. I shall be probably on, what's tomorrow? Friday? Probably on tomorrow. If any information comes through that 3i Atlas, you can tap into it and get info. Or tap into your new team that's working with you. Who's working with you? Okay, find out who that is. And get that in place for yourself. All right. All right, lovelies. Thanks so much for joining me here on BeSoLight.tv. As soon as I can get that moved over. I'm just going to keep saying it. And have a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy the full moon in Gemini. Just know some people are going to be a little bit up and down, and you're going to probably be dealing with a little bit of Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hyde coming through this Gemini. So be good to yourselves. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.